AI has been the buzzword of the year, or at least the buzzword of last year, and every single productivity and every single note-taking app seems to have some sort of AI inside of it. Some of the use cases are just gimmicky, terrible. There isn't an actual use case, they've just put an AI inside of it. Others have actually done a great job at implementing AI into the application. That's something I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm going to talk about how we use AI and how we can get better at using AI. And lastly, I'm going to talk about these chat features where you can talk to your notes and talk to your productivity app, because I think that there is a use case for that in the future, but maybe not right now. But let's start with the first thing. So I've seen apps just put an AI into the app and leave it at that. There is no actual use case for it. I think that AI doesn't do a good job at, for example, creating subtasks. And I don't think that it is the best implementation of AI, but I've seen other applications, for example, a daily planner, actually allow you to talk through your day and it will go ahead and plan the day out for you. I've seen voice notes app that transcribes your voice and you can actually chat to your notes later. I've seen these sort of second brain apps that allow you to put text, images, and voice notes inside of them, and you can go ahead and chat with your notes later. I think that those are great use cases. And I also think that it is great for things like rephrasing, for coming up with ideas, or for discussing ideas. That's mainly what I use it for. I use it to discuss my ideas and to find flaws in my thought process. And I also use it to rephrase and fix my grammar, especially in English, because it isn't my first language. And I also use it to take voice notes and chat with my notes. And as I said, we are going to talk about chatting with your notes. And I think that it is a great use case. I don't think that it is good enough right now for everyone to be able to use it. I think it's great for people who are really tech savvy and who spend a lot of time interacting with AI and want to spend a lot of time interacting and learning AI. But for the mainstream people, this might not be at a point where it is usable yet. The context of a knowledge base isn't clear for an AI, which makes it a little hard to use. And the second thing is that you will just need to have so much information inside of it for it to work properly. I tried this with coming up with YouTube ideas or LinkedIn posts, and it doesn't do a good enough job simply because I don't have enough information inside of it. So, as I said, I think that there is a use case. I think every single note-taking app will have an AI chat feature in the future. But as of right now, I think there are better implementations of AI. Today's video has been all about AI, and when Taskade reached out and offered to sponsor one of my videos, I was really happy because this has been an app I have previously used for managing my clothing brand's social media calendar, and they have recently implemented a lot of new AI tools. These agents can help you with everything from research to marketing. I will do a research right now. Here you can actually change the tone and the language of this. So I will change the tone and the language, and you can add your own knowledge into this as well if you wanted to. So if you have anything about your company or your projects you want the AI to know about. And here we have our first researcher we can talk to. But this app isn't just about AI, it is a project management tool. So let's go ahead and start a project. Let's say you are like me and you spend too much time actually organizing and too little working. Taskade has the solution for you. You can either use the AI or the template library to build out your project. So let's use the AI right now. And now the AI has built a project plan for me, and I can just go ahead and I can create it. And what I like about this is that we have different views. I like to use the list view for actually working on tasks. I like to have the board view for planning out my tasks, and I like the mind mapping view for brainstorming things. And I have the AI right here and I can ask it questions. If you're interested to try out Taskade or research them a little bit more, I will link them down below so you can check them out. And now back to the video. So that was a good example of how I think AI can work. I have a bunch more like voice notes AI that transcribes your voice. I actually like using AI inside of a documents app like Craft as well because it is so good at actually rephrasing and fixing your grammar and making your writing better, which is great in a documents app. I'm not necessarily as big of a fan when it comes to the AI inside of things like Todoist because I think it is a little gimmicky. I think it feels like you just have an AI to have an AI. I'm not a big fan of AI actually breaking down my tasks without any proper context. And to give it all the context it needs will make me prompt for at least a minute before I can get what I want. And that comes to my last point, which is probably my most important point. And that is the fact that whenever new technology comes along, we tend to use it the same way we used the previous technology. I think Steve Jobs actually said that. Just to give you an example, when the television first came out, we used it as we used it to actually film radio shows and air it on TV. That's how we use the television now. It's been around 30, 40 years or so. We are using it totally differently because television wasn't made to actually film radio shows, it was made to film TV shows. And the same goes for AI and search engines. Right now, I think a lot of people are using AI as a search engine, just a way to find something. And even though I think it does an okay job at that, I've tried it inside of my note taking apps. I think that there are much better use cases for AI, and I think that a lot of us have to spend at least a little bit of time trying to learn how to prompt, how to ask the right questions to give it the information it needs. And if you are using one of these chat note-taking apps that allow you to talk to your notes, you actually have to put enough information inside of it, and you will need to learn how to actually phrase that information so it is easier for an AI to figure out what you're looking for. That is something I've been practicing a lot, and it seems or it feels really stupid saying practicing using AI, but I think that it is actually what we have to do. We have to learn how to use it properly. And I also think that it will become a lot better, a lot easier to use in the future. But as of right now, if you start learning it and start understanding how it really works inside of your different productivity apps and in life in general, it will give you a competitive edge when the AI becomes better. So that is something I think people should spend a little bit of time on, especially if you're interested in productivity note-taking apps, because I think that AI inside of these applications have a huge use case, and there will be more and more AI coming into these applications, and it will become better and better. That was everything I had for this a little different video. If you have any questions, anything you want to discuss, leave them down below. And as always, these are just my personal thoughts to start up a discussion. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I hope to see you again quite soon.